I wanted to go, but my Jeep was blocked in. So she told me just to take the bike.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Her pictures tell a story.
You were in an accident with this bike, Mr. Uphouse.
Why would you say that?
Why would I say that?
But his words say it all.
They call me Don't Be Mad, I crashed the bike.
I was tired when that text was sent.
What?
I was tired.
I don't think you're cute. I actually think you're pretty obnoxious.
This is Judge Judy.
Mr. Uphouse, I'd like you to tell me how you came into possession of Miss Monroe's motorcycle.
I believe it was about May 23rd. We were having a party at Monroe's house.
How long have you known her?
I would say about 2 years, probably.
Was that a weekend or a weekday?
It's either a Sunday or a weekday, because I know I'd work the next day.
How many people were there?
I would say anywhere at 18 to 20.
Anybody you knew?
Faces I've seen before, not any names, though.
So tell me how you came into possession of her motorcycle.
So essentially what happened is we were all having a good time drinking, had a fire going on. I started getting late. I had work the next day, a state job, and I stopped drinking, and I wanted to go, but my Jeep was blocked in. I was the first one to get there. So I started going around, asking people if they could move their vehicles so I'd get my Jeep out. And essentially everybody was drinking, having a good time, didn't want to move. So I went up to Sam and asked her, can you get people to move? I don't know anybody here. She was too busy drinking, having a good time, which I don't blame her, but she was partying.
I know you rehearsed this a lot in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
I know you did. I can tell. You rehearsed this story at least for 2-3 hours in front of a mirror. I'd like you to give it to me without the rehearsed in front of a mirror approach. Right. I want you to try.
All right. I'll put it that way. We're all hanging out, having a good time. We were. Essentially, I did want to get out of there because I did have work. At the end of the day, nobody wanted to stop partying, which I don't blame them. I'm the only one who had work the next day.
Listen to me. You see, when you practice in front of a mirror and you want to talk too much, you always step on your tie.
Yeah.
Because 2 minutes ago, you told me you didn't know anybody there, really. And then you just told me that you were the only one there who had to get up to go to work the next day. Now, how would you know that nobody had to get up to go to work the next day unless you knew who they were?
Well, I'm assuming if you're drinking and partying at 9, 10 o'clock, I'm assuming you don't have work.
I don't know. I was out last night for dinner. I was drinking at 9 o'clock, and I was here at 7 o'clock.
Hey, maybe I just can't keep up with you. Maybe that's the problem. But I can't do that.
I want to explain something to you. This is my program, not yours. Nobody cares. This is not an audition for you. Nobody's going to come and put you on America's Got Talent. Do you understand?
Yep.
So let's try to keep it straight. Do you understand?
Yep.
Yes is the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
So your Jeep was parked and being blocked by other cars, and?
Nobody wanted to move.
No, you just told me a moment ago you didn't know who anybody was. So you asked Samantha, but she was too busy drinking and partying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes is the
Yes.
answer. So now let's get to how you took possession of her motorcycle on May 23rd.
Okay. So I couldn't get my Jeep out, long story short. The motorcycle, you can obviously weave it in and out to get it to the road without moving any cars, a lot easier. So she told me just to take the bike instead of having everybody move their stuff, because clearly nobody wanted to move their vehicles.
Did you have a motorcycle license?
I do not.
Do you need a motorcycle license to drive a motorcycle?
Yes.
Of course you do. So what were you doing taking her motorcycle and driving on the road when you're not supposed to be driving on a road?
Well, that was my only way to get home. It was a 40-degree night. I didn't want to be on the bike in the first place.
You live in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Yes is the answer.
Yes.
Where in New Hampshire?
Concord.
That's a big city. Concord, New Hampshire is a big city.
Okay.
They have Uber there?
Yes.
Of course they do. That's how you get home. You don't go taking a vehicle which you are prohibited by state law from driving without a license.
But I thought at the time it was the best thing to do. I was worried about getting home.
Maybe you weren't thinking. So the best way for you to get home was to break the law. This is somebody who has a state job that you had to get to. So the best way for you to get home was to break the law.
Yes.
Great. So much for your judgment. And what happened when you were driving this motorcycle for which you were not trained and not licensed?
Well, I have previous experience on dirt bikes, and I have driven bikes on the road before.
Just a second. Are you trying to tell me that you've broken the law before? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not. I'm not. Either way, I know I can operate a bike safely. I know that. But anyways, what happened was
Not anyways.
Sorry.